This week, Thursday, is a huge game for Arsenal as they take on Villarreal in the semi-finals of the Europa League. And to celebrate that, AFTV Picks are giving away a share of £1,500. Yes, 1,500 big ones. All you got to do is click the link in the description, answer some easy questions, and a share of £1,500 can be yours, as well as a great Arsenal win, hopefully. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description right now and get involved. You've got to be over 18 and you can win yourself a share of £1,500.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to AFTV. Slightly late. The starting 11 is out. Biggest game of the season coming up. Listen, let's just get straight into it and go through the lineup. You guys haven't heard it yet?
Hey, wait, before you do that, yeah?
Oh, before we do that,
I've got this Manscaped again. Big up Manscaped, right? DT. The man who set the lawnmower for you again.
Why they keep sending me the lawnmower, man? I trim all the time.
Yo, they say, you may trim all the time.
What's that video?
They sent you the ball deodorant as well.
Listen. Oh, mate.
You use that all the time, right? So listen, the whole kit is there, right? They said to tell you that there's a link in the description. You can get a massive discount on it. Make sure you click onto that as well. So big up Manscaped.
Come on.
Sorry.
Big up Manscaped. And let's get into it now. Let's get into it. It's an interesting lineup, you know. Obviously, let's just start.
Get on with it, Turkish. Come on.
Get on with it.
Oh, listen, Manscaped promoter over here. Leno in goal. Chambers right back. Xhaka left back. Tierney's not even on the bench, so I don't know what they was talking about in contention. Holding and Mari are the centre-back pairing. Partey and Ceballos in the middle. And the front four, I can't tell you who's the striker. It looks like we're playing a false nine because we've got Saka, Odegaard, Emil Smith-Rowe and Nicolas Pepe there. So no out-and-out striker.
Wow.
No Martinelli, no Balogun, Oba or Laka. Lacazette's not even on the bench. So all of that talk about in contention was to ease some of the anger between us fans, I think. It was to get us a bit happier.
Happier?
Is Aubameyang
To
on
be
the bench,
angry
though?
now.
Aubameyang's on the bench, yeah? So the bench, I'll go through the bench.
Lacazette on the bench.
Ryan, Okonkwo, Bellerin, Gabriel, Luiz, Cedric, El Nene, Reece Nelson, Eddie, Willian, Oba, and Martinelli. Where do we start, DT? First thoughts?
It's interesting because there's no out-and-out striker. So I'm looking at it and I'm wondering whether Pepe is going to be the false nine.
Pepe will be, yeah.
Because you know that Arteta seems to like Odegaard in the 10 and Emil Smith-Rowe on the left.
Yeah.
Saka on the right. I think there's a lot of interchanging possible as well between the players. That's an interesting one. I don't think I can actually remember us ever playing a false nine before.
No, it's a surprise. I mean, I remember when Oba was up top and Martinelli on the left in January, February, and Martinelli would slot in up top and Oba would float to the left. That could potentially happen.
Yeah, we've done that a lot of the times. Even if you go back to the days of Henry and Vieira and Pires and all that, that left-hand side of ours, it would all interchange and everything. But yeah, I don't know. It's strong enough.
Yeah.
It's strong enough. I'm not surprised about Tierney, to be honest. I really ain't. I think that maybe the second leg is when you might see him. I think this one's just come a little bit too soon. But I think that's pretty much what I was expecting. I'm happy about Mari and Holding because I've said this. I feel that those two are the best partnership and Luiz and Gabriel are the best partnership.
So.
Like, don't mix
Together.
any of those up. Those are the two that match each other right.
I would have liked someone more mobile though.
I get that, but when Gabriel plays next to Holding, he looks rash and he's all over the place. But then when he's next to Luiz, he looks excellent. So I just feel that in terms of partnerships, those two are our best partnerships. And Luiz is probably another one that's just a little bit too soon to come back and start the game.
Yeah, Rob, what's your initial thoughts on it?
Boy,
It's a mad one, isn't it?
it's the time to be experimenting.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, that's the thing for me. I mean, I've said before that when Pepe was at Lille, he played sometimes as like I wouldn't describe striker, but like a second striker forward. He played that position a lot, and I remember being over in France and speaking to someone, and they said that Arsenal don't play more. He should play more central for Arsenal. So I hear that, but experimenting with a false number 9. I remember I was watching the game last night. I did a watch along on Don Robbie channel. I was watching it with the City guy.
Nice plug.
Big Steve. He was saying, and I could see it when he was saying it. He goes, look at City. when they play without a striker, they just pass the ball around a lot on the, you know what I mean? And you look at players will be out wide looking to get a cross in. There's nobody there. But they're better than us, you know what I mean?
A lot better than us.
And I'm just thinking, I don't know, is this the time for an experiment, man?
But then also look at the opposition. We're not playing PSG tonight.
Yeah, but why not play Martinelli as a striker? I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's to catch Emery by surprise as well. Maybe there's that.
I don't personally know what is wrong with Arteta and why he doesn't want to play Martinelli.
Who knows?
Right? I get the Aubameyang thing. He's just coming back, malaria. He's not going to be fully up to speed. But why not play Martinelli as a striker?
You know what it is, Robbie? This is one of them situations where at the end of the game, there's just going to be two outcomes. You're either going to sit there and go,
genius,
what on earth
or what the hell, yeah.
Or a masterclass.
In his biggest game. We've got a couple super chats here. One of them says, old news, but Robbie, I wanted to say well done for standing up for yourself on TalkSport. AFTV is not perfect, but you should never feel a way about giving the fans a voice, respect. And Cayman Guna says, what message does this send to Eddie and Martinelli, Lee?
Well, it's obvious that Mikel was sitting in his hotel yesterday and he sees his mate playing it and he thought, do you know what, I'm going to play that.
I lose.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's copying Pep.
That's probably true.
Absolute ridiculous. I've got to say that now. He better get the result today, because if he don't, he just puts himself right on the old chopping block yet again. But in saying that, every time he's put his old balls on the chopping block, he's survived. You know what I mean? He has, because he's made the right decision. So I'm going to back him. But I'm telling you, if he does not get the result today, he's put himself under the pump big time. You know what I mean? I will say this: it's still an experiment if he plays Martinelli up front. I'll be honest, because he's not really played there that much. But what I have to ask the question, I'd love to ask Mikel. Martinelli ticks every box that Mikel wants. Someone that shuts down from the front, he presses quick, he chases, he hurries, he does all the things that Mikel wants to see in a player, but he don't play him.
And someone said nothing worse than your balls on the chopping block.
No, well,
maybe he's got Manscaped.
Maybe. Look, another quick plug there.
Keep sliding off. He's got the old ball controller.
Ball deodorizer, isn't it? I mean.
Helen, I want to ask you. Obviously, Unai Emery knows a lot of these players well. He knows Arsenal well enough. He was here for a year and a half. Do you think the element of surprise was necessary?
Not really.
No?
Nah, not really. You've got to play your best team. Like, I don't think surprise.
So are we all saying Martinelli should have started up top?
Do you know what? Let's see what he does. I think Pepe is a good enough striker to play that role, and he's got more experience in reality than Martinelli starting today if he's never played him there before. Yeah. I love Martinelli, so I just think he's probably made the right choice. Yeah. But we've got Aubameyang and we've got Martinelli on the bench.
We've got him on the bench, and what he's done is he's got his best players in, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got his best players in, and that's important.
He's got his best players in.
I think and the players that have been performing.
Yeah.
He's got the players that have been performing.
Yeah, Pepe's been excellent
he's been great
in the Europa League. And I do think Pepe is a goal scorer.
Definitely,
right?
Yeah.
You know, so I want to see goal scorers on the pitch.
Do you know what Pepe does? He frightens defenders. Because he's got them, I don't know whether sometimes it's luck or just real good trickery.
His skills.
When you've got all those players up front, we've got those options. Could he have played Saka at left back today?
That's another. We've got a super chat saying I actually don't mind the attack, because what's concerning me the most is Xhaka at left back, and obviously they've got a good right winger in.
You got to watch him. He has
done quite well at left back, hasn't he?
Do you know?
He has done what he's done, apart from the last game, innit, when he got sort of skinned
I say that,
out,
but you know what?
But that was Richarlison's of quality.
What I noticed with Xhaka in the last few games that he played at left back, he doesn't leave himself in a position to get exposed one-on-one all the time. The only time it has happened was with Richarlison.
Everton,
And then we know he ain't blessed with pace. It's always going to happen, but he's normally smart enough to put himself in a position that he's never one-on-one. And even though he was skipped past, it should have still been never
saved.
A goal.
You know, I've had a bit more time to think about the news earlier this week about who was in contention and who wasn't. And I think, in all honesty, initially I thought maybe the Tierney in contention was to, ease the anger of the fan base. Yeah. But I actually think it was a bluff. I think that Arteta might be worried himself about Xhaka, and Emery knows Xhaka better than a lot of managers out there. And with him playing, that could be the side for them to attack.
Yeah.
Because what other reason would there be for them to come out and say Laka and Tierney are in contention?
To me, that was all a bluff.
Well, they are they train, so they're in contention. Doesn't necessarily mean you're
They're
going
not
to
match
play
fit
them.
though, are they?
He did say they're in contention. So he hasn't actually lied. He
No,
just
he's
said
just
they're in
playing a
contention.
little bluff, isn't it?
But they're not being selected.
There's no way those. No
The,
way.
the,
was
weird, the weird
Lacazette
thing
gonna
about it,
play.
right, is that you look at the two fullbacks, right? Chambers and Chambers, who I think deserves to be in there, by the way.
Yeah.
I think he should.
he's done well,
I think
yeah.
he should be ahead of Cedric and Bellerin in the games that I've seen him play. He defends better, and his crossing's better than both of them. What I've seen, right?
I'd rather Lickstein.
And then you've then got Xhaka that at this, a couple of months ago, none of those two would have been fullback positions. You know what I mean?
What about- yeah, what
No
about-
forward as well. Oh, it's going to be great.
I'm
isn't
trying
it?
to remember what Emery's relationship was like with some of these players, because I know that it wasn't great with a few. I think there was little bits of fallouts with Pepe because he wasn't getting a lot of game
Probably
time
because he
as
didn't
well,
want him as well.
and plus he was making him do a different. Pepe's very on the front foot on the last shoulder, where he was playing so deep. So maybe it's a chance for some of these players like Pepe to say, "Yeah, listen."
The more I
what
think,
you did-
the more I think about Pepe playing there, it'll be exciting to see, because I do think.
I think it'll be good.
There's another
know?
thing that I've just actually thought when we're talking about that. Does Pepe know that he didn't actually want him? Because that's the rumour. But it is though, isn't it?
he
Apparently
wanted
Emery
Zaha.
wanted Zaha
Yeah.
and not Pepe. So is this, Pepe's moment to say, all right,
To be honest, I think it was in the media then, in terms of him not wanting and wanting Zaha.
It's still,
Right.
it's still. I mean, I'm kind of now quite excited to see what Pepe does in that position.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, I'm still like, it's an experiment.
Oh, it is.
It's a bit like what Lee said, man. If it works, if it don't, though.
But I think
That's
it's.
it.
I think in terms of experiments, it's the top of the experiment because he's got more experience than Martinelli in that area and in these games and European competition this season. Aubameyang's just come back from malaria, so that wasn't going to happen. Lacazette's obviously not 100% from the hamstring, so that's why he's not there. So if you're looking at the options, that would be the top of the list of the options. So.
And Imran says here, I feel like Pepe has the ability to play centre forward, strong, quick, able to beat a man and run the channels. Also, his pressing game has improved, and with Laka and Oba injured, he's our next best finisher.
Will he as well, though? Because remember, we're playing away from home. Will he do that work, though? Like you see,
He has been, though,
for
Rob.
instance, where you see Lacazette get back, work, drop deep.
He has been.
Will
He was influential in the first 25 minutes in the last round.
And Wayne has a point on what you said, Robbie, in terms of the fullbacks we have. He says Xhaka hasn't faced anybody with the pace of Chukwueze. The two slowest possible players in the squad at fullback is disastrous.
No, but having said that, he didn't do very well. I said, but Richarlison is probably Richarlison's on another level to Chukwueze.
Yeah.
Richarlison's a top player, you know what I mean? So
I'd say Chukwueze is in between a Richarlison and the Slavia Prague and Sheffield United wingers we had to face.
yeah, he's quick.
You can
but
only,
he's
also,
not-
you can only outpace them if you're playing a high line. So I don't suspect
Yeah.
Arsenal will play a high
So
line.
this is the thing, you've got to remember, you can say, okay, you've got slow fullbacks, but if the rest of the team do their job correctly, then they won't be able to expose their slow, and their deficiencies. So
And Kyle says he thinks that Emil Smith-Rowe will play the false nine. And initially, when I saw it, I think the most energetic out of them four would have been Emil Smith-Rowe.
He might just rotate all of
Yeah,
them anyway.
rotate.
I think he's
But
going to
he
be
breaks the lines
rotating.
well with
I
his
think you're
running.
right,
So
Helen.
yeah,
Yeah.
play him up top. Maybe
Yeah.
that dilutes his.
the only thing with Emil is that the one part of his game that I've not seen enough of him, and what will evolve eventually, is his finishing. That's the one part of his game. You're going to play in that role, you've got to get goals as well. And obviously it will come with, it's not a criticism, it's just, that's the one part of his game we don't know. And if you're going to compare the two between him and Pepe, I trust Pepe more than Emil
The
Smith-Rowe
good
at the
thing
moment
about
in
it
the
is we ain't
1v1.
got a clue, have we?
Yeah.
So maybe Emery ain't. You know what I mean? That's
there
the
you
way
go.
to look at
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That bit's working.
Yeah. But I'm being serious. He'd be sitting there and going, I want who's going to play there and who's not going to. It is a curveball that he's thrown in there, if I'll be honest.
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked Helen, is it a necessity to element of surprise? Because
Yeah.
Arsenal have been so consistently average
I
this
don't know,
season that.
But you can say that, Turkish, but the injuries we've got have dictated pretty much that team.
I
haven't
disagree
they?
though,
You think?
Martinelli.
I don't know. He hasn't picked really Martinelli in any game.
Even when he's been,
when he's been an
Yeah, but why?
obvious one.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know, but
why
I'm
don't you
saying
want to
he
pick
hasn't,
him?
so for me, I'm not
I
surprised.
I
do
think they're
kind
being
of.
cautious as well. I think what you've got to
Cautious,
remember.
he came out,
because
he
what you've got to
come out
remember is
months ago.
He picked up
Is Balogun on the bench?
Firstly, he
I
picked
think
up a
he
serious
is,
injury.
yeah, he's protecting
It was a
him.
very
Balogun
serious
on the bench?
injury, what he picked up. And then when he came back,
They
let's
rushed
also
him.
remember his first
Yeah.
game back, Man City in the Carabao Cup, he got a whack before half-time and had to come straight off.
Yeah, they rushed him.
Then he got over that injury and he got injured in the warm-up and his ankle went and he was out again. And I think Arsenal looked at it and gone, just,
Listen, right.
I was going to say take your
Listen,
time with it, but no.
These could be the last. These could be Arteta's last 2 games.
They could be.
Right, so you know what I mean. All this resting and holding back and that. Go for it, man. We're at the end. We're near the end of the season
We
now.
said the same thing. When you looked
At the end of the season, have a
when you
go
looked
now,
up the
you know what I
lineup
mean?
before Prague, it was all doom and gloom. Of
No, I'm not
thinking,
doom and listen. I'm not doom and gloom.
Listen,
I'm not
they-
doom and gloom. I'm as I said, I'm excited to see Pepe if he does play in that role. I'm excited, but I just don't know what it is why one of the most exciting young players in this country, especially like last season.
His time will come.
Right? I don't know. Unleash him, man.
His
I
time
mean,
will come. His time will come.
Well,
Martin's
when
time
though?
will come.
When-
His
It's
time
not
will-
saying
his
his
time
time
might
might
come out,
When
it
you've
might
got
not be
injuries and you're
Yeah,
not getting a
maybe.
chance, that's a
Nothing
bit
like
of a
that.
worry.
Next time Matt
I
comes
get
somewhere else.
that, but with the options he's got available, he's the lesser of the experienced ones out of them. And that's what he's obviously
Yeah,
gone
I
with.
think
So,
So he ain't just turned up yesterday, though.
no, I know that, but when you're looking on this season, and in the Europa League, Pepe's been unreal in the Europa League.
No, I'm not
season.
saying I think Pepe should have played, right? But I'm just saying, I personally would have played. I would have played Pepe, but Martinelli would be my striker.
I think Lee's right. I think, in all honesty, the backup in terms of quality to Tierney, I would have liked to see there is Saka, and then you've got another option in the front 4.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but then
But
listen,
he
you could
might
always turn
switch
it
it.
down.
He might need to
You
switch
could always
it.
He can change it.
Yeah,
The
we've got
thing is,
options.
the thing is,
Bias can come
I
forward.
was
Xhaka
watching.
slots
Yeah,
I was watching.
he can take off
I was watching
Xhaka
that game
if
on
need be,
Sunday
or push him up,
against
put Saka
Barcelona.
there.
Villarreal.
And I know it was Barcelona, but I watched the way that they played, and if they played a similar kind of style, that would be the perfect game for Odegaard, where he picks up those pockets, and
slowly,
he's the only one that I feel can pick those pockets and be able to pick a pass through the eye of a needle
Walk
like
it
that.
straight. Yeah.
So, and I feel that's why it was important that he got 20 minutes at the weekend or Friday night, whenever the hell it was now, that we played Everton, just to get him going again.
He's in, not resting, holding him back.
Yeah, but you say that.
Right,
but
and
Robbie,
I'm
before-
saying with
but before
Martinelli.
lockdown, but listen, he's had a couple of weeks out because of an injury. He hasn't had to have surgery and a
He
serious
rushed
knee
back
injury.
then, didn't he?
Well, listen, it weren't us that rushed him back, because you remember it was Norway. Norway rushed him
No,
back.
we're rushing him back now. 20 minutes. You know, Martinelli's had. You're
What
saying
about
don't rush
rushing him back? He can't. Martinelli can't play the number 10 role. He can't play the role that
Well, I'm not
Odegaard
saying
does.
that he can.
And,
I reckon
well,
he can.
why are you going to compare
I'm
the
just
two
saying,
then?
if
You
he's been
can't.
rushed back, you could have played Smith Rowe in that position.
No, because I feel that Odegaard brings something completely different that not even Emil Smith Rowe can do in that position.
Yeah,
and before
but he's
and before the injury, the international
been rushed
break.
back though.
No, he ain't been right. Shut up, Lee.
We've got a few more super chats in as well. Yanis says, big up Turkish, we're going to do this. And the Arsenal Lounge as well says, big up Turkish, question for the governor. Playing Pep up top is probably the best voice he has, or best choice he has, sorry. I wouldn't have been confident with Eddie, and it's clear he doesn't fancy
Well, I agree
Martinelli.
with that. That's true. I prefer that. Like, if Eddie was playing, I'd have been a little bit more disappointed than with that lineup. Are we
Eddie
agreeing
was
on that?
non-existent.
No one even mentioned
Yeah,
Eddie
was he?
starting. Everyone's
No, so,
wanting
no. But what I'm saying, if
Martinelli.
Eddie was in that
Stop.
team and perhaps Odegaard, because
Yeah.
he's been rushed back, wasn't, I think we'd be a little bit more. I'm happy with that lineup more than if Eddie was playing. I'm not,
Yeah.
and that's no disrespect,
No.
disrespect to
And
Eddie.
it's a mixed bag in the comments as well. McLovin says, no Martinelli, sackable offence, as the judge says. And Hen says, Martinelli isn't as technically sound yet. Yes, he has energy and he runs, but he's missing a big side of the game. So even the chat seems a bit split on that, but it seems to be leaning more towards...
I can concur with that to a certain degree, you know. But listen, it's no good. Let's be honest. If we get this game, it's 0-0. We're in banging trouble. We are banging. We have
Big
got to
time.
score over here. Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean, we
Yeah.
have got to
Do
score.
you know the other thing as well, Lee, that I think is where, as a manager, it's like just an impossible job, in the sense that if he would have gone with Martinelli tonight and Pepe would have been on the bench and it didn't work, everyone would start saying, why weren't Pepe playing? Why
No,
weren't
but Pepe should be
No,
playing.
Pepe
No, but that's
should
what I'm
be
saying,
playing.
because it was very
Sacrifice
evident.
somebody else.
No, but it was very evident, and especially away from home in Europe, he was going to go with Odegaard and Smith Rowe. He's done it so much lately since they've been together, where one of them goes on the left, and it's worked. So there's no reason to say, why are you doing that? I don't think it worked in one game in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think he would have played. What you're saying is, if everybody's available, Smith Rowe would probably play on that left-hand side.
Yeah,
Is that what
because
you're saying?
he did it once in a Premier League game and it didn't work. But this ain't the Premier League, and when he's done it in the Europa, it has worked.
Yeah, I agree.
So you've got no reason to go, why are you doing it? Do you know what I mean? So then that leaves the one option,
But yeah, listen,
Martinelli or Pepe.
You know, we played Van Persie out wide and then made him a striker. We've done it with a couple of players, Sanchez as well. So why can't we do it with Pepe? Why can't he be there?
Yeah, and as I said, when he was at Lille,
yeah,
he played centrally.
He played on the shoulder.
Yeah, he didn't play wide. He played
on the
centrally.
shoulder.
And that's where we spotted him and we were like, wow, we bought him from him.
Pepe wants
We've
the ball
never actually played him in that position.
in front of him.
Yeah.
That's what Pepe wants, the ball in front of him. He doesn't want the ball towards him with his back to goal.
That's
this
what
could
he
be a
does
master
enough.
stroke. Then.
Yeah.
It's just we're
But then
now
I just worry that, you know, who's going to hold the ball up? Who's going to, you know what I mean? As I said, I saw that false number 9 thing yesterday with Pep. I don't really like it.
We haven't got
I
a
don't
back
really
to
like
goal
it. You know what I mean?
Let's see,
I just see, you know, you get a lot of movement around the box, but there's not that central focus. So it's going to be interesting to see if it is a false 9 or if it's an interchanging type 9 or whatever. But I like a striker, man.
So listen,
I like a focal point.
we're about to get into predictions, so you guys get ready. I'm going to get one more chat in. It's asking, who's the captain tonight? It depends what name gets taken out of the hat before the game.
who is the captain?
That's what it seems
You're
like.
the captain.
I don't know, mate. I don't know, mate. One day Holding, one day Bellerin, another day Xhaka, another day Laka.
Holding.
Well, it won't be, it'll be Holding. It'll be Holding.
Holding.
Yeah.
It'll be Holding.
Yeah.
There you go. That answers your question. Let's
Well,
start.
we're guessing. We're assuming.
Well, yeah.
We don't know.
Another thing, Leno needs to step up tonight, man.
He does.
Bad mistake the other
does,
day.
he
He's
does.
been looked very shaky recently.
He does. A couple of big
It's a big
saves.
game.
wouldn't go
His
on.
hands
Yeah.
are on the chopping board today as well.
Hands or balls?
No, it's more important his hands. His hands are more important
He
than
might
his balls.
argue with you on that one. But Lee, let's start with you on a prediction.
Well, I've said 2-1. I'm not going to change my mind. So I feel that we'll still nick it. I think if we turn up, listen, if Arsenal played better than I did play at golf today, we'll be all right.
And we've got a super chat. It's a bit of a weird one. I don't know if he said the right name, but it says, shout out to my guy DT. I want to say you're a real nice guy in real life.
Listen, man.
Wrong
There you
name.
go. I'm sorry, man. There's this misconception. There's this misconception about me.
Your brother's absolutely lovely.
It is. It is. There's a misconception
brother.
about me. People think that I'm a bad person. It's not.
There's no, that we know.
It's just that's what it is.
Look, he's smiling, man. You made him smile. That's it, man. Come on. What are you saying? Prediction?
Rand came
DT?
in here today, didn't even say hello to anyone. Remember that?
Yeah,
What's
in
on
the
there?
middle of hold on a minute. You was in the middle of a conversation. I didn't want to be rude and butt
You
in.
normally do. You normally butt in.
Yeah, but you'll get told off. So I
Told
thought, you know
off
what?
by
I'll
who?
come in and just behave.
but you
It's
know
not
when you-
school. It's not school.
Oh, you come to behave yourself.
Well,
So you're going to behave yourself on the stream tonight?
well, I can't promise that. Do you know what I mean? I can't. Sorry.
Yeah, prediction.
3-1.
Confident, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going for a 3-1.
Who's who?
bro.
Obviously Arsenal. We're going 1-0 up, 1-1, and then we're going to score 2 goals. Praying.
Helen, you side. It's over to you.
I sighed because I predicted 3-1 before I heard the team sheet.
So what are you feeling now?
And now I'm
You can't change it.
thinking,
We're going 4-1 now.
It ain't
no,
that bad.
definitely not
Listen,
going
it
forward.
can't be that bad. Charlene thought it was going to be 10-0.
Yeah, no, actually she did. She actually did. She told me all about her dream and she woke up and saw Saka's face and she thinks Saka's going to score. So I'll go with Saka as one
Wow.
of the points on the
Is that what she said?
That's
Yeah,
what
she
she
said
said
she
to me.
had a dream last night.
Where was Saka?
Saka, you see?
Saka.
Got a dreaming about you,
So
my guy.
either Saka assist or Saka goal. All right, I'll go for
Shaka
3-1.
laka
I'll stick
laka.
with
You're
3-1.
going 3-1 as well. Lee,
Stick
what did you
with
say
it.
again?
I said 2-1.
I was going to go
3-1,
2-1.
3-1. Rob?
I think it'll be tighter game, man. I think Emery, we know what he does. It's
Yeah.
all-
Dick Henry or Euro Henry?
Huh?
Is it going to be Dick Henry or Euro Henry?
But I just think Emery's like, we know from our place, isn't it? He's like, I think it'd be a tight game. I
Apart
think
from the
I can
final.
see it
Well, we
like a
got
1-1.
Depends if he lets us have
Back to
66
so-
shots. You know what I mean? Like he did
Yeah,
when
that's
we
true,
played,
that's
like.
true.
Tell
Well,
me,
yeah.
if he lets them defend like we used to defend when we were going away to Watford and places like that
Yeah.
and conceding 30 plus shots on goal.
That's
Exactly.
true. That's true.
I reckon it'll be 3-1. Yeah,
I
stick with
think 1-1. Listen, we have to score.
Yeah,
we have to score. The importance in this competition of away goal
is
essential. I mean, get a couple of goals.
I
You
think
saw
we
last
need
night with
more
City.
than one goal though.
Yeah,
I really
you get a
do.
couple of
That's it.
you get a couple of
City
away
didn't
goals.
play like in the first half, City were all over the place last night. I thought PSG were mad, but then in the second half, they literally just nullified everything, and then they made their luck.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and this 9 times out of 10, De Bruyne takes that free kick. But for some reason, Mahrez was like, "Let me have it," and De
Keeper should
Bruyne
have
was
saved
like,
it.
"Yeah, go,
Yeah.
Keeper should have saved both of them.
But you get no, it wasn't the keeper's fault. The second
Yeah.
one, that was a wall.
The wall
No,
just
it's a
went
wall.
like that.
If you've got a wall like that and you've got a man laying on the floor and they just split,
The wall
They
was
just
poor,
split
but
wide
I wanted to
open.
watch the. I know we're
Keeper was slow
digressing
as
off
well.
the thing. I need to watch it again. Yeah, it's not gone into the corner or nothing.
yeah,
like
no,
that,
but
right?
the keeper ain't expecting the wall to split.
Yeah, but to me, a top keeper.
He
Nah,
could have
that's
reacted.
it's supposed to say
The
that.
first one, you
Wasn't
can
even hit
blame
with
him.
it. It
The
wasn't
first
even hit
one-
with much power.
Nah, the first
Nah, it
one you
wasn't.
can blame him.
But he
But the
couldn't see it.
second one, you're expecting whoever's in that wall
be
to put
disappointed in
everything
my
on the
keeper.
line.
I think he's got some blame, but the wall's more to blame.
The wall,
Theo
the wall
Hernandez,
was,
isn't it?
the wall was
That
poor.
wall was
The wall was
pathetic.
poor, but I'd be disappointed in my keeper.
Enough about that second-tier European competition. Anyway. Enough. Let's get to the.
It was a
It's
bit
all about the European Super League.
It was a bit Spursy from PSG yesterday,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
it was,
It was
innit?
totally
Yeah,
controlled.
look who's
I
in
don't know
charge.
why, but it got a bit Spursy.
I don't know why. I wonder who
I
could
don't
be a
know why.
manager there. Yeah, I wonder. So
I
what
said
you-
1-1.
1-1.
Where are you going, Turkish? Don't you think you're getting out of it?
Yeah, nah. Listen. I started. The
I
week,
know your predictions, so get it out there.
Listen, I started the week saying 2-1 Villarreal. Then
Yeah,
I heard,
I know you
then I
did.
heard who's in contention, and I brought it to a 2-2. Now I'm looking at the lineup. I'm actually leaning more towards back to 2-1 Villarreal because
I'll take 2-2. That'd be.
Listen, I'm going to say
You think we're gonna
2-2.
lose?
I'm going to say 2-2 and Martinelli comes off the bench and brings us back into
Listen,
it.
I'll
That's
take
how I see it.
2-2. 2 away goals. I'll take
Yeah,
that.
but I'll
round.
take that. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take 2 goals away.
We'll take that. And we got one
I'd
more
also take
super
4-0.
We got a
take
nice super
Charlene's
chat here.
10-0.
We got a nice super chat here to end the stream. DP says, remember, let's back the team tonight, lads. But even if we win, it's still Kroenke out,
All day.
Ek in. Come on, you Gunners. I think that's a perfect way to leave it at that because
Lee Judge
regardless
is in.
of tonight, we've got bigger fish to fry. Make sure we continue frying them because
like
they're
it.
feeling it. They're feeling it. Any last thoughts? Lee, DT, Helen, Rob?
Let's win this, man. Let's win.
Yeah,
It's
let's
important.
win.
Get biggest game of the season.
Yeah.
Semi-final
Always do
Europa,
Semi-final.
European trophy, let's have it. Come on, you guys.
Come on, tune into the watch along. We'll be live in about the next 20-25 minutes. Make sure you're here, people.
No, we won't. We'll be late.
There you go. Look, I thought I was pessimistic, but here we are. Mr. DT, step up. Hope you guys have enjoyed starting 11. Get your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe, do all of that stuff, and make sure you tag AFTV. Love and peace, people, and come on, you Gunners.
This week, Thursday, is a huge game for Arsenal as they take on Villarreal in the semi-finals of the Europa League. And to celebrate that, AFTV Picks are giving away a share of £1,500. Yes, 1,500 big ones. All you got to do is click the link in the description, answer some easy questions, and a share of £1,500 can be yours, as well as a great Arsenal win, hopefully. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description right now and get involved. You've got to be over 18 and you can win yourself a share of £1,500.